Breastfeeding Week and Nutrition Week, organized by the Ministry of Defense. Ismail Musa reports.
Records from the World Health Organization (WHO) reveal that breast milk contains all the essential nutrients required by babies and the desired antibodies that help infants to fight virus and enhance their physical and rapid mental development.
Normally, every country celebrates the World Breastfeeding Week. The whole idea is to increase the numbers of women who are exclusively breastfeeding their babies.
It is in realization of these benefits that this platform is organized to extend the crusade for exclusive breastfeeding to mothers in barracks across the country.
Nowadays, women are breastfeeding less and less. But I feel they should be encouraged to breastfeed more, because medically now it's been proven that early breastfeeding, exclusive breastfeeding in the early stages of life prevents the child from having serious diseases.
After 6 months, by 6 months, you introduce, other food we eat in the family. We don't encourage like protein. I mean, we make sure that the child gets from the 4 classes of food.
The forum also appealed to the federal, state Ministry of Health, and other nutrition partners to always extend breastfeeding campaigns to barracks. Ismail Musa, NTA News.
In the meantime, the federal government has reiterated its commitment to improve maternal and child health care through partnership with state ministries of health. Minister of Health Professor Isaac Adewale indicated this at a maternal child care workshop in Kaduna, northwest Nigeria. Hamid Mohammed Usman reports.
Focusing on the rural health sector plays in reducing maternal newborn deaths and also improving child nutrition, among others.
Many things can be better done in an efficient manner at the state level than at the federal level. So we'll partner with them, but what we will not lose sight of is the need to have a thorough oversight, to monitor how the funds are used, and this is the essence of this workshop.
In the last few years, we have realized that huge resources have been invested in healthcare, both at the federal and state level. But we realize that the results are not commensurate, really, to the investment that we have made.
Governor Nasir Ahmad Erufai was among the dignitaries that graced the occasion.
Therefore, call on the federal government to support the states to mainstream the national health insurance scheme such that every Nigerian, no matter how poor, no matter how vulnerable, will have access to health care and will be able to go with confidence to a health facility and get medical attention.
The program had participation by commissioners of health from Northwest Zone. Some of them have this to say.
And we're going to do this to reduce maternal and child mortality and morbidity in the state.
We are going to make sure that every ward, that's political ward in the state, has a functioning primary health care center. By the way of being that primary health care, now working 24 hours, having full complement of staff.
The program is aimed at facilitating general improvement in maternal and child health. In Kaduna, Ahmad Muhammad Usman, NTA News.
You're watching NTA International News from Nigeria's capital city, Abuja. There'll be more news after this break. Stay with us.
Information is power. Everyone wants power. So feel powerful with the NTA News mobile app, the one-stop information center. Real news at your fingertip. Be the first to report by uploading first-hand information on the YouReport link, and be the first to know by simply clicking on any of the links on the sidebar for headlines, domestic and foreign news, economy, security, politics, sports, and more. Stream live on your smartphone and tablets and stay connected. It's pretty easy. Simply download NTA News app from your Google Play Store and you're good to go. NTA News mobile app, your access to real-time information.
NTA International News. Africa as it is.
We're kicking off this segment with education. One key issue that poses a challenge to education managers is how to tackle the enormous number of out-of-school children in Nigeria. To this end, Executive Secretary Ubek says there is no justification to tolerate the reality on ground. Franka Uzoma Olua reports.
With an estimated 10.5 million out-of-school children in Nigeria, These managers of basic education institutions are re-strategizing to function as a unified body in order to implement government policies in basic education. The meeting of UBEC management and chairman of SUBEBs is a wake-up call to address the numerous challenges in the sub-sector.
The worrying areas of out-of-school children, issues of teacher development, which is very crucial in sustaining the quality of basic education in Nigeria. Because if we don't develop the teacher, it becomes very difficult for us to realize the quality we are looking for.
The issue of teacher training and professional development, as well as the inability of state governments to fund basic education, formed part of deliberations.
Times are hard. Most states, as I speak today, we have been able to access 78% of the fund for major infrastructural development across the nation. And it's a continuous process.
Moreover, the fundamental principles of accountability and transparency in the utilization of government resources were also highlighted. For the Universal Basic Education Commission, building a peaceful, equitable and prosperous society begins with putting in place a responsive and inclusive education that will meet the needs of all Nigerian children. Franca Uzoma Olwa, NTA News.
Up next, news from the financial sector with Moplan Dakok.
Hello and thanks for joining us on this segment. The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has raised the amount of foreign exchange that Bureau de Change can access from banks to $50,000 per week. The decision to raise the amount from the initial $30,000 was reached at the Bankers Committee meeting in Abuja to make more foreign exchange available and to drive down the price. Global oil prices rose again this Wednesday to $49.20 from $48.65 per barrel on Tuesday and $46.02 per barrel on Monday. Speculations indicate that Saudi Arabia and other major oil-producing nations will reach an agreement at a meeting next month to discuss oversupply, even though Nigeria's Petroleum Minister of State, Ibe Kachuku, has voiced doubts that an agreement is likely to be reached. The Nigerian Stock Exchange All Share Index closed on a positive note this Wednesday, appreciating by 0.1%. Take a look at activities on the floor of the market. The market activity wraps up this segment. I am Muplang Dakok.
And now for reports around the globe, here is Ilyasu Ali Yakub.
Hundreds of people march on the town of Beni in northeastern Democratic Republic of Congo to protest over government alleged inaction against violent rebel groups in the region. Over 50 people are said to have been killed by suspected Ugandan rebels on the outskirts of Beni, the latest in a spate of attacks in the region that has claimed more than 700 lives since October 2014. The protest is believed to have added to tension in Congo ahead of an election scheduled for November, in which the opposition has called for President Joseph Kabila to step down after his allotted 2 terms in office. And thousands of houses in Sudan have been destroyed and several villages submerged after flooding triggered by torrential rainfall killed 100 people across Sudan. The Sudanese Red Crescent Society reported that 25 people died in the eastern Sudan's Kassala, and around 8,000 houses have been destroyed since the heavy downpour 2 weeks ago. And from USA, the Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump has overhauled his election campaign team for the second time in 2 months, bringing in new manager and CEO. Mr. Trump said the new leaders were terrific people. The latest shakeup comes just 82 days before the presidential election. Ilyasu Ali Yakub, NTA News.
And our sports. Nigeria's hopes for any Olympics medal now lies with only 3 sporting events. One of these events is soccer. where Dream Team 6 will engage Germany in a semi-final this Wednesday evening. Mazi Marcos reports from the Rio Olympics.
African Junior Athletics champion